friend in Canada who was fined for a joke.
For a joke?
For a joke.
Yeah. So the freedom of speech doesn't extend to Canada the same way it does here.
All right, so we about to check out. Hey, listen, thank y'all so much for click and play. Y'all out here with Van, JoJo, Lou Valentino. Man, this we pick up like two more all-stars. Man, what? And especially on the court too. On the court, I hold my own, bro. I mean, with JoJo run point, we already got a power forward. Who else we gonna pick up?
He went to a barbershop.
Yeah, he went to a barbershop to talk to blacks.
It's racist.
No, that is kind of okay. I'm gonna go where the blacks are, the black barbershop. But it's for a good cause. Basketball court. Nah, he not.
One can make the argument that if you want the real black experience with the OG black men, you gotta go to the barbershop.
That's true too.
You know, I'm just saying.
That's true too.
If you want real honesty from black men, go to a barbershop. They'll let you know what's up.
And he already know that that's the lion's den. When you go in the barbershop, all things go. Like it's ain't no holds barred. They say whatever the hell they want to say, no matter if that's your son or not. But trust me, me taking my sons to the barbershop. So this is a fun experience, white people. White people, you want to go get your hair cut at a black barbershop. That's all I'm gonna say. And I already know when we're done with this video, his haircut is gonna be like that. That's gonna be vicious.
He gonna have the F-boy cut.
Hey, he gonna get all the black girls after this show, right?
Well, he gonna need one.
Oh man.
Canada has not only done blackface, he's done it like 15 times.
Damn, really?
This is the prime minister. This is the worst one.
Yeah.
He
was black.
Oh, wow. The chasm between white and black Americans is growing wider with each passing day. Views, culture, general.
Oh my God, bro.
That was recently. That was recently, right?
Yeah, Nardo Wick, his crew knocked out the white boy because he wanted a picture.
Wow, man.
They was just basically trying to show their dominance because they know he's not going to do nothing to them. I mean, they in a club, they ganged up. It's a white teenager or a young adult. They know he's not going to do something. So they try to press him.
Yeah.
But that's a fan though, bro. Come on, man.
Trying to show like, yeah, we.
I know. I've been there before. And I understand, but it's still wrong. It was great conversations. I did videos on all of these right here where he was talking to black men on the street. Did you see those, Lou?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Okay, yeah, he did a great job with those joints. This guy right here, he really did his thing.
You do your beard? You good?
What are you gonna do? You're gonna make me look like a photo negative Drake or something?
Yeah, just put a line on it. I can clean it up.
All right. Okay.
Man, go get cleaned up, man.
Well, I asked him earlier. He said he was too busy.
No. You was at that time.
Okay.
Man, you better come on and chill out. Some people on here.
We don't. White people don't get their hair done like this. Why?
Well, most people, from my estimation, most people are afraid of the backlash that's just gonna come with it if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, whereas, I think you have the room to be wrong if you don't know, but who's to say that you're wrong? Like I said, one of the things I agreed with you with was, so what you're saying is, so for all this time that this has been correct, now this short amount of time, everybody's got to change on a dime.
Yeah.
And come to the other side. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard to change people's mind. I'm a he and a her. That's it. That's about all I got.
Yeah, I know.
My man said I'm a he and a her. That's about all I got.
That offends you, I can call you by your name, but that's it.
Exactly. Look, I think they always try and misconstrue it, right? We're talking about like the divide and conquer from the media. It's like, look, just because I think that male and female is a thing doesn't mean I hate you. Doesn't mean I hate you, but you can't restructure society and not replace it with anything. Like, they don't have an answer. It's like, so how many genders are there? Well, I don't know. Well, how many can we put on a driver's license? Well, I don't know. Well, how many pronouns do I have to learn? Well, I don't know. Whatever someone wants. Well, that's stupid.
But now you got to go to each individual person and preface everything with, what's your pronoun?
Yeah.
Instead of just, hey, Ted, what's your name? Hey, guy, what's your name? It's way too much. And, society has villainized anybody that doesn't, if you don't sway with the alphabet community, you're gonna catch the wrath. You know, if it's possible.
Well, look what happened with Dave Chappelle. When they came after him, and then he doubled down, which made him a hero, basically.
Yeah, and he was independent enough and independently wealthy enough to where you can't stop my money. See,
Right.
that's the thing. If you're attached to anything where they can cut you off, that's the power they have.
Facts. That pod.
Yeah, bro. I just think. Here's my thing: is this real stuff or is it rhetoric? Like, is it actually a real community coming after people? I don't know, but I will say, when it comes to all this, like going back and forth, your pronouns, alphabet community, when it comes to getting canceled or losing opportunities, I just find it kind of weird how your gender identity or what you like actually affects it. For example, if you apply to a job, why does your race on your application help determine if you're going to get the job or not? Or why does your gender matter? Or why do you need to know my pronouns? You should just be looking for the best traits and who you're trying to hire or who you're trying to work with.
Well, statistically, they made it that way, right? Like that, I would say that on the race and gender issues, because I do think there is a force out there that can't cancel you. There's somebody doing that, right, for a reason or politically motivated reason, whatever, allegedly. But as far as the race and gender stuff, like that's a great question. I think, why is that important, right? But there's people that would make a living of arguing that is the most important thing in America, is to know race, right? To know someone's race, to see color, to make sure that you ask, are you black? Or are you Hispanic? You know what I'm saying? Like earlier today, I don't know if there was a mayor, I don't know where, she did an all black Christmas party where no white people were invited. So it's a thing to people where
We actually did that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a real thing, it's a priority. And I would say that it's a priority for people to make sure that a certain race of people, like the minorities in the United States, go and they get, whatever benefits, or they just need to make sure that they're put first because they feel like, the gap is too big. We got to help. And I think that's where you see the race stuff, and then the gender stuff gets thrown on top of that, just because they like, if it's a black struggle, okay, let's see how we can connect like the LGBTQ and everything else with it.
And that's what happens. If it's a black struggle, let's see how we can connect it all. And they try to connect it all based off of they say you're underrepresented. So when they feel like they're underrepresented, like the LGBTQ, LGTA, whatever it is, they feel like they're misrepresented, and misidentify them under their new identities, and they have thousands of them now. Probably not thousands, but tens. But all of the he, her, zers, and all that other stuff, you can actually lose your career for that. You already know that Jordan B. Peterson said, I'm not calling anybody that now. Feel free to do what you want to do. I will respect it, but you're not going to force me to do that. And when he said that, he lost his daggone job, and they tried to sue him. So,
wow.
Yeah, and he was a professor for years, and he was just being honest, and all he did was he was just standing on business, as the youngest say nowadays, and he ended up having to pay for it.
Well, there's two people in your comments that make great points. The ESG scores, which is what a lot of these corporations are doing, which is the ESG. I don't know what ESG stands for, but I know that it stands for minorities and trans and all these different things that corporations are trying to put in front. And in Ottawa, which is in Canada, they made it law, which is what you're talking about with Jordan B. Peterson.
Yeah, it's all a money play, if you ask me. Every single pronoun that they come up with, they're trying to LLC it so that they can get their own representation of it and their own funding of it. Every single group of individuals that are set apart to be represented, they receive their own funding. So it's all a money play. That's why the whole Black Lives Matter blew up and they ran away.
Hijacking, though. The hijacking.
They're hijacking it.
So the best thing they could have done was hijack the Black movement, because like they're hijacking Free Palestine, right? Like they're hijacking, like all you see is queers and the LGBTQ mostly out there in the streets blocking traffic for Palestine. But are they really supporting Palestine and what Palestinians stand for? Or are they just trying to hijack it so that way they can keep on furthering the inequality, ESG vibe, which is focused on, all of that and under an umbrella? That's why you see Black people come out and they're like, whoa. I don't identify with you, or you. I'm all about the black race, black people. I don't identify, and I don't do like, so that I respect when people come out and they're like, yo, we ain't messing with this. Like Hispanics or blacks, we ain't messing with all this crazy stuff y'all got going on. Because what y'all trying to do is put it all under the same umbrella. It's not the same. It's
No,
not
it's
the
not.
same.
It's not the same. You're not going to hijack this. But the women y'all led the charge. The
Yo,
women
I
led the
saw a
charge.
statistic. I saw a statistic that said if women weren't allowed to vote, majority of men in America will vote red.
I think that's true.
America would be red if women wasn't allowed to vote.
Wait,
Now,
wait. That could be, hold on, wait, that could be a play too. Think about it, Lou. Because the conservatives say that they don't think that women should vote. And if that's what they're pushing, listen, I get it. It's, what is that? Not the 19th? Is that the, what is it? Is that a
nah, I
19th?
ain't pushing that.
Is that, but hey, that's what Candace said. That's what's the little white girl name? Pearly Things. Pearly Things. She said it.
She said women shouldn't vote.
Yeah, but a lot of people actually feel that way. Like,
well, they're backlashing women for the way they vote, and when you look at the statistics or proof in your face, a lot of the there was, I don't know who it was. It was a black representative. Let's just call it that, because I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know whether what lane he was leaning on, but he was like, "Yo, black women support the gay black men, and they support all these things." They're like, "Yes, they're the ones approving of this." And I'm not gonna blame black women. I would never do that. But then the same argument is made for white women. White women are the ones allowing all this crazy stuff with the LGBTQ. They're the ones voting on it. Liberal white women. So he was just making an argument of black women and white women and what they allow, and women really have a lot of power with what they choose to.
oh yeah, they run things.
I'm kind of confused on how Black Lives Matter became intertwined with the LGBTQ rights movements. How did that even happen?
I could break that down so easily. And before your dad goes, I know he got a lot to say about this.
No, I'm gonna be quiet. I start talking too much. I want to see the video.
Because if you look at Black Lives Matter, the movement, aka foundation, which was, I don't know if they were private or not, but I know they were being funded. In their description box below, they were Marxist. First of all, it was founded by 3 lesbian black women. Red flag number one. Every black person I know, that I know personally, they don't be jacking none of that. They don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't gonna let me just relax. I know there was somebody made a joke. It was like, oh, Dave Chappelle. Somebody said 3 fat lesbians. They made a 3 fat lesbians joke or whatever. It wasn't Dave Chappelle. It was somebody else. But basically saying, yo, like, I ain't about to, Charleston White. Charleston.
Oh my gracious, that guy.
I would never trust a foundation founded by 3 fat black lesbians. And that was a joke that he made, but then I looked it up and I'm like, wait, this was actually founded by 3 black lesbians against the nuclear family.
Yes.
Like, their whole movement is against the nuclear family.
Yes.
It's a description.
Yes.
So that's why you see Black Lives Matter working hands-on with the LGBTQ, because the founders, Patrice Cullors and the other members, they're the ones who are against nuclear family. They want Marxism. They're super pro of things that the LGBTQ will be pro of. And by LGBTQ, I mean the LGBTQ movements, which there's a lot of them, but most of them really just identify with those same issues. So yeah, that's pretty much the breakdown of what the connection that you see intertwining. That's why a lot of people were like, nah, this is being run by people that don't really believe in black people like that. They on some like against the family, Marxist, communist. Like, black people ain't really. Black people love capitalism. Like, black people love family. Like, you like, what is this? So
hold up, but was they feeling that way before or after they blew the bag?
Who exactly?
Black people. Were black people feeling that way? Were black people turning back against it?
They
Like,
thought but they thought the bag was going somewhere.
They thought the bag was coming to them and supporting the
community. They thought the community was going to eat. It was going to be schools. It was 90+ million now. I don't know.
It was a lot of damn money.
It was about 90 million, right?
Yeah, and hey, my little brother gonna be my head of security, 890,000. We're gonna put that down. We can write that off.
Yes. Yeah. So that came from Candace Owens' documentary, which is how I got into this.
Exactly.
I was a super huge Black Lives Matter supporter. I was thinking, I was looking at the wealth gap, inequality, white supremacy. I was looking at cops and different things that I still kind of haven't changed my mind about, but I also saw where the power forces were coming from. And I'm like, whoa, that's coming from there. And you guys are pointing the finger back at Candace, making Candace out to be like she's against black people, the black community, but she's really exposing whatever y'all got going on. So,
Right.
like I said, it's all under the umbrella. So in this conversation, you can see like they're like, yeah, like how far are people willing to take it? And I think that we saw with $90 million just being spent and everything other than the black community. And when you look at Candace Owens, like I said, like whenever you are open to it or whenever you're willing to go down that algorithm, the Candace Owens documentary really does expose where that money went. It'll blow your mind.
And man, she breaking down George Floyd and all that. Okay, let's go.
That's a whole different combo.
This joint gets
I don't know if
crazy.
you want to go down that algorithm.
It's going to go crazy regardless. Whatever he decided to do, you got a long ways to go, young man. You're doing great.
You got some business decisions.
If you're independent of that, if you can't take my bread away, you know, you get a little more freedom and a little more leeway to kind of operate like that.
Yeah. Well, he experienced that. That was kind of new, right? Where the LGBT, like they came for.
Oh yeah.
They came for a black celebrity.
And a big celebrity.
Yeah.
And a big one at that.
But he had people standing up for him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, and he had alphabet community people standing up there.
Oh, yeah. One of his best friends that passed away.
You're trying to impose way too much upon people.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you abuse or mistreat somebody, that's one thing. But things that people don't know or don't understand, you have to give people room to grow to that understanding. And even if they never do understand, you got to find a common ground where you can at least get along.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize
right
they don't like my booking agent. He's a gay Cuban, and you would think if you didn't know, like super gay, the most homo you've ever met in your life, just because he'll be like, these trans people are out of there. I watched him. I swear to you. We were at a steakhouse right here, and he's gay. He's there with his like boyfriend. He's against gay marriage and he's gay, but it's just really, he's like, well, I just don't understand. Like, I'm just gay. Why do I want to get married? It's like they're pissing me off. I'm like, William, you can't say that. He's like, no, you can't say that. Only I can say that. But he was sitting there. He had 2 drinks in, and the server was a white woman. She goes, I don't really understand the whole like the new gender queer, like pansexual. And she's asking him because he's gay, so she thinks he knows. And he's gay Cuban guy, and he just looks at her. He goes, they're all murderers. I'm like, whoa, William, he's like, I'm just telling you, having lived in these, used to be drag queens were funny. We did drag queen shows. He's like, we weren't doing it in libraries with children. He's like, this has gone way too far. And he loses his mind. But not all gay and lesbian people are on board with all of this. That's the thing, too. They're not represented.
Right. It's never absolute. It's never absolute. But the squeaky wheel get the oil. So, you know, if you get enough loud ones that are on that side, they kind of drown out the ones that are, you know, a little more sensible, a little more amenable to other people's ideas.
Yeah. You would think it's one of those things where there's a real disconnect, like kind of like you were talking about in the military, like people who are, you know, people with pens versus people with guns. There's a real disconnect between elites in power and the average American citizen.
Oh, there's a huge disconnect.
Yeah.
You put a bridge between that. You put a whole bridge up.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I got the raise. What was that?
I was saying I didn't hear you.
I was saying there's a real difference between the elites in power and the average American citizen.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they try and make it seem like either, you know, it's like roots with gay dudes, or you're pro LGBT. It's like, no, hold on, there's a middle ground where a lot of people are like, no, do whatever you want, that's fine, but you can't just say they're limitless genders, and then in Canada they'll fine you for hate speech if you use the wrong pronouns.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah. I have a friend, you know, this is why I come from background as a comic, a friend in Canada who was fined for a joke.
For a joke?
For a joke.
Yeah. So the freedom of speech doesn't extend to Canada the same way it does here?
No, not at all. And it wasn't even a racist joke, or it's not that would make it acceptable. It wasn't racist, it wasn't sexist, it wasn't homophobic. It was a joke about a kid from a Make-A-Wish Foundation who he was like on their version of American Idol. And what happened is, you know, everyone supported this kid. So I'm butchering the joke because I don't remember it, but he literally got fined, put before a human rights tribunal. His joke was like, okay, we all supported this kid. We all wanted him to be on Canadian Idol. And the kid was awful, right? But it was like a Make-A-Wish thing. He's like, and so we did it. We supported it. We voted for him. But now this has gone on 5 years, and he just like, he still won't die.
Nah, that's insane.
Nah, I'm not even gonna cap. That's a crazy joke.
That's a dark one, man.
When this thing going down.
Nah, you can't say that, man.
The way he said it though, because he's trying not to butcher the joke. He actually was funny with that. That was wild. That was a wild delivery, bro.
Oh man, nah, Steven Crowder, you did a good job, bro. You did.
Nah, you know he in a black barbershop because they finna take forever. You in a barbershop, you in that joint for about 2 hours. They ain't cut not one hair off his head yet.
Not, but he got into the chair real quick. White privilege, man. I keep trying to white privilege, white supremacy. They bigger, better, stronger, and faster than us.
Cuz wearing shades.
They're richer than us. He cool as hell, but hey, but that wisdom though, he dropping nothing but science so far. I don't even see this getting contentious. Don't tell us if it does. I don't know if you saw some of it, Lou. You did say you saw a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Man, that's hilarious.
It gets crazy. I just say it gets crazier.
Bring real comedy back. That's why I say.
But you know what? I do have to say, like, I do think that's pretty crazy. Like, somebody can get fined, obviously.
Absolutely.
Like, I do think that people need to realize this. Because I know a lot of people really dislike America. They're not proud to be American. Whatever. Which a lot of things that they're probably fighting about could be not true, whatever. But you have to understand, like, people get fined for speech in other countries. Like, America is like foundationally the best country in the world because of the fact that we have the First Amendment. The First Amendment literally protects everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
The issue with that, obviously, you see Democrats like, yo, you gotta you can't say this, you can't say that. So they try to cancel you in many ways. They can't send you to jail, but they try to cancel you. So it's just so crazy to hear stories about like different countries like censoring people like that. That's insane, bro. Like going to jail, getting fined, getting kicked out, like whatever it is, that's just insane. I really hope that doesn't happen here, bro, because that's bad.
Okay, here's a way to look at it. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jody.
Imagine you say something on YouTube, then the next day you just hear the FBI knocking on your door.
That's not funny. They would do that.
That has happened though.
Yeah,
it's crazy because the FBI really has been targeted. That's why you see all the hearings. You see a lot of hearings like, yo, you know,
that's crazy.
The FBI is coming. So, you know, free speech with consequences. So if you do say something wild, they will knock on your door. The issue is where do they draw the line?
Here's where I challenge you guys to just, here's a way to look at it. Just, and the might be way off. Y'all know I'm always wrong. Always wrong. But I'm going to present this because I really don't care if I'm wrong. Just starting the conversation. All right, let's think about this. Other countries, and I accidentally call them companies because that's what they are essentially. Just like the USA is a company, in my opinion. It's a country because how we're joined together and we have all of our rights together. It's a company by how they making their money. They set it up perfectly the way that they got it. And we can't even go around paying the piper. I don't give it. They set it up just like the Bible. 10% of your tithes, 10% of your money. Off top. Now, and even more if you make 30%. More. Yeah, they even taking 30 more.
30, it's 32, 37 now, yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. These other countries / companies are not set up the same. So they need to appease sponsors and companies and all these other places that are all in their feelings of keeping everybody comfortable in their work environments and whatnot, and bending at every curve whenever somebody has a complaint. So the same thing that's happening to YouTubers, people that's on IG and other platforms, the companies that pay for the ads, they end up having the final say. And if these other countries aren't as successful as us, they're going to bend more and they're going to give more. So you don't want them to have guns here? Fine. They won't have guns. Like they're banning guns in Canada. You don't want them to say certain words? Fine. We'll fine them or fire them if they continue to say certain things. If they don't want to accept pronouns, we'll fire them, get them up out of here.
But it goes even deeper than that. It's really not even the companies. It's the people managing the company's monies. It's the BlackRocks. They like, you can't say this or we're not going to manage your money no more. They're like, what? Okay. Well, they go to the platforms. They're like, oh yeah, y'all, we can't even put this out no more. Then they're like, okay, y'all can't say this no more. Because the people managing their money, they're like, okay, this is how the world's going to go.
And that's true. As you can see, a lot of that is tied to the WEF, and I would say they're all in on, especially these major corporations, Vanguard, BlackRock, these big trillionaire companies or whatever. They're all in on a world reset type vibe where they want the world to look a certain way, and they understand that America is the leading component. So if America follows, then the rest of the world will follow. So they're probably all in on this, plan of.
Is that confirmed or conspiratorial?
This could be no. It's alleged. It's alleged. This is all
It's
alleged.
alleged.
The
Okay.
WEF.
Alleged.
The WEF. It is true that WEF.
I had to ask.
Klaus Schwab does call it the Great Reset.
Okay.
So that's not a conspiracy. That's actually
Okay.
true.
The
So there
Great
are
Reset.
truths in a new world that they're trying to amend with new technology, new vibes, new rules. So that is true. But allegedly, whether they are trying to do it for the worst or the best, that's all alleged because we don't know what the outcome will be. But we just can only ask what the intentions are behind it. So he is right. It's all about the top. What are they doing with the money?
Who
The
controls the
people with the
money?
money, what are their plans? And because they're the ones paying. They're the ones really
The
controlling.
ones that control the money.
It is a conspiracy, technically, but it is true that the ones managing all the money, like the BlackRocks and the Vanguards, they did make a ranking system on like how many minorities or different people that
No,
you
that's the
hire.
ESG score. No,
Yeah,
that's
they
not a
made that.
conspiracy. That's true. No, that's
Yeah,
1000% true.
they definitely made that, and they're making companies like inactive. I don't know how.
They rank companies. So it was the whole compliance thing. And I think it was the CEO of BlackRock or something like that. He was the one that said they must comply or else, which is you'll be fired or
Or
whatever.
else.
That's kind of gangster them.
Hey, but when they told Elon Musk that, what'd he say?
Go F yourself.
Go F yourself. And you can only be in America and do that. Like you gotta.
But
to
that's
really
the fight,
stand-
though. That's the important fight. Is if
Yeah.
you do hold that line that Elon is holding,
Yeah.
these companies, and they'll notice, hey, you know what? Like Bud Light, this fight, you know what? We're not even going to try to fight this fight. We're just going to go with those people. We're just
Right.
going to just chill. And I think that if you do what was done to Bud Light, they'll come back down to earth and say, okay, you know what? These people are too patriotic. They're too about nationalism. They're too uniting. It's over. Let's just go. Let's make sure we're still making money. Because if you start effing their money, then they'll start going back down, which is what Bud Light did. You will never see Dylan Mulvaney again in a can. Are you crazy?
Ever. Ever.
So, but Elon and those billionaires, they have to hold the line. But how many billionaires like Elon? Probably none.
That's why we gotta make more billionaires.
Yep, that's true.
You gotta hurry up, become rich, man, because you clearly got. Imagine if someone with your heart and your drive, what you want to accomplish for the world, same with you, were the rich ones. Y'all was the billionaires who controlled all the money. What would this country look like if that was the case?
But we're attacking somebody, and not we, but I think Vivek. I think people are legitimately attacking somebody that is 37 years old, younger than you, a little older than me, not too older than me.
I thought he was
somebody
34. He 37?
About 37. Yeah, about 37 or 38.
37. Okay.
But we're looking at somebody that is almost a billionaire, young, and he's calling them out. He's calling them out.
Everybody
He's
out.
on that same page. No, not Elon. Elon's not 37. No, I'm talking about Vivek.
You're talking about Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah. So, but you see him being torn down by a lot of other conservatives and a lot of people who are just so pro-Trump that they can't actually see what the blessing is with this guy. Even if he does copy Obama here and there, this guy, would you rather have Obama on your side or what? Like, Obama got a lot of stuff done anti-America, but guess what? He was on that side. They're proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, you love Obama?
Yeah. We all love Obama.
Black people.
He
love
black.
Obama.
First black president.
I think Obama would listen, whatever people say about Obama, bro, was the smoothest talking president of all time.
He was. Absolutely.
I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know what he did. If I'm being 100% honest,
He did a lot. He did a lot of bad stuff.
He did a lot of bad stuff,
the race stuff set America back a lot. Quote some of the stuff that he said that was like, yo, you shouldn't have. Why would you say that, Obama? Like, come on, bro. Like, really?
I think the one thing that he really did was Gay Pride Month.
Oh, the LGBT
that right there.
Yo, listen, you want to talk about where that stemmed from? He was the one trying to pass every law. He actually tried to go to not war, but he tried to go with sanction war against Africa because Africa wasn't with the vibes. Let's just say that. So, and then dropping bombs, ran out of bombs to drop in the Middle East. You know, the Middle East, destabilization in the Middle East. So he did a lot of stuff that Americans who love America realize that this guy is actually furthering a divide versus bringing people together.
He
A
did.
lot of people voted for him. I would say, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna shut up. A lot of people who voted
You
for
good?
Trump in 2016, a lot of the people that ended up voting for Trump, they actually voted for Obama in 2008. Like a lot of those people wanted
That's
to see
true.
that
That's true.
change.
That's true.
This guy was talking that good game.
That's true.
So, you know, when they saw the impacts, they're like, whoa, hold on. Like, what's all this, you know, quote, I hate the word woke, but what's all this new crazy like stuff? Like they're mixing racial inequality with LGBTQ inequality, and they're like, everything is like morphed into this big monster. So I think he was the original birther of that, but he was smooth talking. He represented family. Believe whether you think Michelle is whatever Michelle is, like he did represent that for a lot of people. So I do understand why a lot of black people love him, and still
And that's why I love him. Just for that part.
Yeah.
Like how he runs his family, that's big to me.
Yeah, like
That's huge to me.
He was holding it down in the White House when it came to a lot of these different, you know, but when you start to look at policy, you start to look at effects, you start to look at different things like, oh, okay, yeah. And then when people started dying in the streets or police stuff happening, he would kind of light the fire a lot more with, hey, you know, these inequalities and these different things.
He stepped into his Martin Luther King Jr. Thing. Like he was really he picked an emotional side, is what he did.
Yeah, he
And the
thrived off
emotional
that. He
side.
thrived off like bad things happening to black people. Unfortunately, I hate to say it like that, but he thrived off that. Like he kind of like, you know, really made people attached, and he made me attached, you know, to him when I was younger. So I'm like, yo, that's Barack Obama. He's on
Yeah,
Ellen.
look
He's
where you
on
from.
every
Absolutely.
show.
Look where you from, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, people were celebrating in 2008. I was young, but people were celebrating when he became president. Like people were popping bottles. Like the hood was like everybody was happy. They was like,
We got a Barack Obama dollar, bruh. And we got the newspaper. Soon as yes, we got the newspaper, we got the dollar with Barack Obama face on it. Yeah.
So TX Mustang said Biden represents family too. Look how he's taking care of his son. But look, you know, unfortunately, you could make an argument that he's keeping it 1,000. He's really going through hell and back for his son. But
He is, and he's also giving up all of America's money before he pass away. Give him 3 more, give him 400 more, give him 500 more, give him 600 more. But we already talked about that earlier. That's a long conversation. Okay, let's get to this.
Man,
That was but it turns out the kid's mom lied about what he had later on.
Wow. So like that girl,
that was their way to get in.
like the girl that her mom
The
made up all
Munchausen
the shit that
proxy
she had.
thing? Yeah. It's called like Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
Rose Blanchard.
Yeah. That the gypsy girl.
Oh, yeah. He was fine for that joke. And the mom was like, this caused
They
unbelievable.
had people donating so much stuff, man. It was like they was making money hand over fist.
Yeah, it's
I didn't know Canada. That's interesting. I didn't know Canada didn't have that level of freedom.
Oh, no country outside of the U.S. does. There's not a country that has freedom of speech enshrined in the country. And of course, it's limited here now, too. Like, it's not, that's the problem.
I didn't know that, actually. I'll be honest with y'all. I did not know that we were the only
That can't be true.
company
nah, that's 1,000%.
that do not have freedom of speech. And from what I'm hearing, no way. People are killed all the time in many other countries for
No, but
saying
we
things.
have a
There's so many other countries. I'm just saying there's 7.
Nah, even the European countries, they don't have constitutions like we do, man. I'm telling you.
They don't got no freedom of speech.
Bro, we got a constitution
Yeah.
that like it's law. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's solidified. They can't go out. They can't go outside of it. They can't go outside of the Constitution. Like they don't have that. They have laws, but that right there is something I will have to look at a little later because it's so many countries. It's so many countries. It's like, do you know how many countries it is, bro?
193. But listen, all the countries, we are the only one with a constitution.
We do have a constitution, but is that just the name of it or how it's formed? Like, do they have something? Do they have their own document that's set up similar to the Constitution?
I know
Like-
one African country wrote their document in pencil so they can erase stuff.
So they can erase it. That's so petty. That's petty as hell. Yeah, because that one dude took over the whole country, said that no more presidents after me. No more presidents after me. The last president.
Yeah, we do have the Bill of Rights to that ensures those rights. Yes. So yeah,
God damn, they did do that.
we have so many rights in this country is unbelievable compared to every other country in the world. 193 of them, and I'm pretty sure that none of them actually have in law that I can say whatever I want to.
I can say whatever I want to whoever, even the president.
Yeah, you can't do that in Ukraine, which allegedly they claim they're a democracy or whatever. But that's another.
We got somebody here.